Welcome, it's Sunena here, and I want to help you get started with your mindfulness practice. So the first piece of advice I'm going to offer is don't even try to just have a cessation of all thought. When you're first starting out, that'll be pretty hard to achieve. But don't give up, because you have to have a certain amount of stick-to-itiveness when you begin a mindfulness practice. And you have to understand it's going to take a little bit of work. It's a little different from what you're used to. I liken it to going to the gym. If you want to build a muscle, you got to go and work it out, but you can't expect to see results the first 1 or 2 times you do it. Though if you stick to it, after a few weeks, you're definitely going to see these results. I also liken it to, when I start to get mind monkey chatter, I don't let it discourage me, because I understand that it's just part of the human experience, right? Sort of like, I have a heart condition, and so if I do the stairs, I get winded. It becomes hard to breathe. Also, I've had 4 knee surgeries, so my knees start hurting. But during those times where I do opt to take the stairs, at no point in time am I thinking, well, my knees hurt and I'm winded, maybe I'm doing the stairs wrong. It doesn't occur to me, because I know that, okay, when I choose to do the stairs, my knees are going to hurt and I'm going to be winded. So the same way, be mindful, pun intended, that whenever you're doing anything in life, right, thoughts can come. That just happens. There's nothing bad or wrong. That's just human experience. And hopefully, as you build your practice, they're going to affect you less and less, right? They're going to decenter you or destabilize you less or less. They're going to hijack your bliss less and less. So what I do when the mind monkeys start to chatter is, the first thing is I start to imagine that each thought is like a cloud in the sky. And there's many different ones, and they're different textures and different colors. Some are darker than others. Some are bigger than others. Some are brooding, and some are housing rain, and some encase a rainbow, right? So all these different clouds go by, and I don't attach to them. I just let them go by, and I watch them and I observe them. Oh, wow, that's an interesting one. Oh, hey, look at that one. Oh, that one kind of looks ominous. And I just let them go, and I watch them. When that becomes difficult to do, or if that's not effective enough, I start to watch myself watching my thoughts. And, wow, look at me being mindful of my thoughts and trying to not attach, trying to let them go by, trying to lose that judgment, right? I can even go a little ultra and watch myself watching myself. Look at me watching myself have these thoughts, watching myself engage in mindfulness, watching myself detach. And I can step back as many times as I need to. And what that helps do is separate me from the emotion that might come from any of these thoughts that are there. And sometimes the cloud analogy just doesn't cut it either. Sometimes it's just sheer chaos, and it's like a circus. And in that case, what I do is I make it a parade, and I watch the thoughts go by like floats in a parade, one after the other, sometimes 2 at a time. Oh, wow, isn't that interesting? That's a really intense one. That one took a lot of work. I watch the thoughts go by like a parade. And I notice them, and I watch myself watching them, and I detach as much as I need to break that connection of having a visceral response or an emotional connection to these thoughts. And so that becomes a way of bringing yourself into the moment, to observe these thoughts around you. And as much as you can bring your senses into the picture, That's really the golden ticket of mindfulness, is what am I in the moment? Not just thinking, but hearing, tasting, smelling, seeing. Well, if your eyes are closed, maybe you might be seeing rods and cones flashing in the back of your eyes. I don't know. But bring your senses into it also. That's a way to cultivate mindfulness, is to engage as many senses as possible along with the thoughts. And so what it does is it just zaps you into the moment from wherever you are. So when the mind monkeys chatter, I invite you to watch them go by like clouds in the sky, or watch yourself watching them go by, or watch yourself watching them go by, or see a parade and watch yourself seeing the parade. And what are these thoughts? What do they look like? And what am I feeling? And what does that feel like to be noticing all the things around me? So as you're sitting with your eyes closed, allow things to come and notice them. Just don't attach to them. Just don't linger with them. Just don't allow a thought or a sensation to then pull your attention somewhere else. But if it does, it's okay. Just bring it right back, right? Because that's what happens. And the more that you practice this, the more you practice letting your attention wander and bringing it back, letting your attention wander and bringing it back, letting your attention, and I say letting because you really can't stop it, can you? But the more you practice this, the better the skills get, and the better you're able to do it, and the more mindful you're going to be as you go about your day. And you can do this at any time. It doesn't just have to be when you're quiet and you have time that you're not doing something. You can cultivate active meditations and mindfulness when you do the dishes. It's a very nice sensory one. Let the water hit your fingers and adjust the temperature so it's not hot or cold. You're just feeling the texture of it in your hands. And that kind of becomes very magical, bringing your tactile sense into the moment. It's a way to cultivate mindfulness. So if you're doing your dishes, do that with the water. Change the temperature so it's not warm or cool. It's just kind of wet air, the temperature of air. And do the dishes and play around with that and have fun, okay? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Join me next time on another video. Love you all.